Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a general reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the period of June the 1st to the 15th, 2021. Let's jump in right now with the Storyteller Oracle cards. Excuse me. To see what is the predominant storyline for Aries right now. My throat feels really tight. Something Aries doesn't want to talk about, maybe? What's going on for Aries right now? Aries, June 1 to the 15th. Thank you so much. What are the predominant storyline for Aries right now? Any other cards for Aries? Oh boy. Thank you. Oh yeah, lots of cards for Aries. Wow, wow, wow. Easy. Okay, hang on. Let's do a more controlled shuffle here. Thank you. Okay. Very good. Let's see. What do all of these cards say about what's going on for Aries? Just flip them over. And then figure out which one is the first card in the story. Oops. Oh, I hope all of you are doing well. Post-lunar eclipse, which is the first card. Thank you so much. Okay. So my Aries, here's what's going on for you. It seems like you are architecting something. You're building something here, Aries. Okay, that's a beautiful start. This card is very similar to the Magician card in Tarot, which suggests that you're manifesting something and it's going to be in the material world. Very nice. I'm just going to put a little guy here for you. Oops. Okay, it's a new day, but it's challenging. It's a challenging new day for the architect in you, Aries. You're being challenged by your intuition. Your intuition may be talking volumes to you right now about what to manifest, and it's challenging you, but you're doing it. You're very inspired. Awesome. You're very inspired, but you're feeling like a little lack of abundance. You're feeling that scarcity is the name of the game, that you have to fight for what you need. There isn't enough for everyone, and that if it's not here in the material world in front of your eyes, that it doesn't exist and that you don't have access to it. That's sort of what I'm getting for you. Excuse me. Let go. You got to let go of that, Aries. That's not the truth. Ooh, I keep having hiccups and stuff. Something's up here. You want to communicate a personal truth and you're feeling challenged by it, I think, because you are focusing on what you don't have. You need to let that go. Something's got to go here. Yeah, we got to change our correspondence to the universe. Your correspondence right now needs to change because you're too triggered to be talking to the universe right now. The messages you're sending out are not going to be in line with what you need because there's something that needs to be healed that has not been healed. I knew it, throat chakra. There is something, a personal truth that needs to be communicated and you don't feel confident to do it. Aries doesn't feel confident. Your heart. What happened, Aries? Who hurt you? Oh, someone hurt your inner child. Okay. You know what? We're all going through this right now. We are all going through inner child healing because we are on the path of ascension. The whole human collective is. So whether or not you're spiritually awake or not, or even interested in spiritual awakening, the forces of the universe are pushing us all to transform. The forces around us all are pushing us and pulling us so that we ascend to a higher frequency. Okay, a planetary shift is happening. I know you've heard of it. If you haven't, it's real. And I'm sure you're feeling it even if you haven't heard of it. But yeah, that inner child needs some healing. Yes, it's affecting your identity. Your root chakra is not in balance. When you see that one of these chakra cards of mine inversed, it means it needs attention. So we need to ground. Okay, you need to go walking around the earth, go for a hike, go swim in some natural water, get some crystals, have a Reiki treatment, adjust your energy. It's real. So you need to ground down here, eat some red food, eat root vegetables, get some red crystals, the mookie light. I always say mookie light. I don't think I'm saying it right though. And I also have African red rock. There's lots of beautiful red crystals you can get to help you with grounding. You can also get some black crystals like tourmaline. a black jade. You know, these things help us ground. Ritual baths, right? You can have a nice, you need to connect to yourself a little bit here, Aries. You're polarized, and that's challenging you. You're torn between the material world and the physical and the spiritual world. Material, physical, spiritual, physical. You're torn. You're torn. Is it real if I can't see it? Is it real if I can just feel it? Well, yes, it is. And something needs your attention. Something needs to be healed. And it's that idea of being polarized. Yeah, that scarcity card we saw right at the beginning, it's right here, I just don't want to destroy the pile, goes along with the idea that you have the inner riches card in reverse. So it's like you don't think you have it. You don't think you have what it takes. You don't think you have the material resources right now to do what you need to do. We need to get you into an abundancy frequency, an abundant mindset, a grateful attitude about what you have already, right? Not thinking about what you don't have. Guide. You are being guided by your intuition, by your higher self, by those forces in the universe that are pushing us to ascend to a new place mentally and in understanding universal truths. Your ability to manifest things is challenged all the while you feel like this lack of abundant feeling that you have, this lack of inner riches that you have in your mind, that you don't have enough, you don't have what you need, is holding you back. Lovely Aries. We need to get that turned around. You need to let go. Seeing control in reverse means let go. Let go. Didn't we have another let go card here? We had the let go. You need to let go of that belief. This one, that everything is, that scarcity is the name of the game. There's something you're not seeing. You're not using your intuition like you should. You need to look around. See, look around and say, man, I am grateful for everything I have. And if I require anything, it will be provided, but I am grateful. Gratitude is the attitude for manifestation, guys. I know this is unfamiliar. You got the unfamiliar card here. I know this is an unfamiliar timeline that you're walking, but it's happening. We need to get on board. You feel stuck in doing things the old way. You need to let go. You need to just let go. Free fall. Whee! Something is hidden from you that you're not seeing. Aries, this is very interesting. It's an unfamiliar time for you, and you're not seeing something that's in front of you because it's unfamiliar potentially, and because it's still hidden from you. Maybe you need to, you're in sacrifice mode. You need to self-preservation mode instead. See all these people you're feeding here with yourself? You need to start feeding yourself, not all of these other people. You're not going to be able to feed all of these people until you feed yourself. So you're in self-sacrifice mode right now, and you're stuck there. You got to let go because there is other stuff here that wants to come through. You're not being the empathic self that you are. You have empathic abilities, Aries. We all do. When you get a bad vibe from someone, it's real. There's a reason you got a bad vibe. It's not because the person is toxic. I mentioned this in another reading today. It's not the person that's toxic. It's their energy is not in balance or aligned with your energy. And so if you feel it, listen to it. Yes? Relationships. There are some relationships in your life that you need to think about. Conscious collaboration, right? You can choose who is in your life and who is not. Doesn't mean you don't love them. Doesn't mean you don't care about them. It just means that at this time, they're not aligned with your energy. No judgment. We're all in different places, right? You're an artist. I think there's something very creative you want to do. See her? This is the feminine energy that goes with the masculine energy of this archetyped card. So you can consider this the magician and the empress maybe. Or, the Queen of Pentacles, maybe. something, or the Queen of Rods, someone who is able to connect their vision to the external world, and someone who is able to manifest things in the external world and create. You're a creative being, Aries, but right now you're distracted by your shadow. You haven't let it go yet. There's stuff on a shadow level within your inner storyline that needs to go. Okay? There's stuff that you're saying to yourself. There's stuff that you're afraid of. There's stuff that's causing you to not really believe in yourself. And it's distracting you from all of this other stuff. You're stuck. So how do we get our friend Aries unstuck? Let's jump into the tarot. We'll leave these here. Oops. Healing. That was the card that slipped off the deck. Six of Swords means you gotta withdraw. You gotta leave the situation that hurt you and go heal. Interesting. Okay, what's going on for Aries as I cut the deck? There's the same card in reverse, so you're not healing, and the Eight of Swords upright, which suggests that you have to make a choice. There's a decision, there's a choice that needs to be made. There is a truth that can no longer be avoided. You are afraid of consequences. What are the consequences that you're fearing? What is the most predominant storyline for Aries? One card, please, to tell us what's going on with Aries. Oh, we got more than one. We got 5. Let's see what these 5 cards want to say. Interesting. Okay, so if we read these 5 cards as your present situation, the story of these 5 cards would suggest that you're challenged by the external world. You're challenged by the way you think people look at you. You're challenged by public perception. You're thinking too much about what other people think. Okay? And you're being guided to approach the situation differently. Okay? You're being guided to sort of develop your own life without worrying about what other people think. Okay? This card is being challenged by the public perception. Okay? This card is saying you need to develop your own ideas about your life. Humbly, gently, develop the tasks of your everyday life. And don't worry about what the public thinks. Doesn't matter what other people think. Your heart is open, which I love. Emotionally, you are at the beginning of potentially some new feelings, new emotions, and your cup runneth over. So you have a lot of feelings about this situation, okay? You really do. Your desire to be validated externally is sort of being replaced by a desire to stay focused on the self. Sorry, I'm blocking the cards. To stay focused on yourself. And it's like, this is new. We saw the unfamiliar card in your storyteller oracle card, right? The unfamiliar card appeared. There it is. It is an unfamiliar time for you. I get it. And it's very new emotionally, and it's going to be new mentally, I would imagine as well. Now, the Queen of Pentacles suggests a time of self-sufficiency. Again, Spirit's really directing you here, Aries, to focus on yourself, not others, okay? The self. And to understand the difference between, like I was saying earlier when we did the Storyteller Oracle, that other people's energy is not yours, okay? So if you're in a situation, like I said, there are no toxic people. There's just energies that don't align with our own, and they feel toxic. It feels allergic. You feel allergic to energy that's not aligned with yours. Doesn't mean that the person is toxic, because that leads to judgment, and the less we judge people, the better, because then we're just in judgment of ourselves in a sense. So right now, Aries, you're at a place where you're really being guided to look at who you are and to focus on self-enrichment, self-sustainability, self-pleasure even. Like this openness to new feelings. We'll see, but it's like, is this part of this idea of needing external validation? Are you hoping for a new relationship, which is more external validation, or are you working on the relationship with yourself? It looks to me like Spirit wants you to focus on the relationship you have with yourself and to let go of this sacrifice that you keep making when you're in relationships with others. That inner child wound, right? And the root chakra in reverse, that suggests that you're resisting and you're not aligned with yourself. You're resisting yourself and you're not aligned with your true self because you're looking for that validation in the external world rather than within. Wow, very interesting. Lots of similarities in the readings for everyone today. So what is the challenge here? What is the challenge? What's challenging Aries to let go? What's challenging Aries to let go and focus on themselves? What is the challenge here for Aries? Ooh, could be complicated. What is the challenge for Aries here? What is the challenge? Thank you. The challenge is the world. The challenge is the shift. The challenge for you is making this shift from external validation to internal guidance. That's your challenge. Makes sense. You're switching from external to internal. Aries are switching from external to internal, and you feel bound. You feel so anxious about this switch. That's what's top of mind for you right now, is that you're up all night worrying about the negative outcomes. You're up all night worrying about what could go wrong, not what's going to go right. Again, we see that the correspondence isn't what it needs to be, right? You feel stuck in this idea where you're just thinking there's not enough. There's not enough. And you have your inner riches card in reverse. We saw, where is it? Hang on. Where'd it go? There it is. Your inner riches card is in reverse. So you've got all of these riches inside you and you don't see it. You think that you have to get stuff from the external world. And that's your big challenge, Aries. What's at the bottom of what's the bottom line here for Aries? Why is this, what's going on? Temperance. So that is your big lesson. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. So it is also a fire energy like you, Aries. You need to be more patient with yourself. You need to let the emotions flow. And you have to let go of something and be temperate, patient, understanding, compassionate, trusting. This is Archangel Michael. So you need to rely on your inner self. All of the riches you require are within, right? And if you're looking for actual riches like physical money, then you got to change how you're feeling. You got to be more grateful for the prosperity that you have already, and be open to receiving guidance on how to manifest your path forward, but always starting with gratitude, right? So interesting. So you're having a hard time being temperate. Oh, that card went flying here. And it's because you're in the middle of formulating a new shape, a new aim. You're formulating, you've gone from drawing a line or a dot to a line, okay? You have a corner now. The first thing was that you got inspired by something. You are an artist. We saw that. Let me just grab that card for you. You're an artist and an architect. You're both. There's the artist. There's the architect. So the Two of Wands suggests that something has been initiated spiritually for you mentally, like in your intuition. You've got a soulful desire, and then we see that now it's starting to take a shape. You took the second step into this star card on the bottom, which suggests that if you believe in yourself and have faith and hope, and you can have your ultimate wish. So you're at the beginning of this, and maybe because you're at the two, you're like, how am I going to make this actually happen? And you're looking in the external world for answers, but you need to go in You need to go inwards for these answers, and your correspondence to the universe needs to change. It needs to be more of an attitude of gratitude and that I'm enough. Yeah, it's holding back your celebration. Okay, so Four of Wands is a time of celebration. So that is being held back here for you. Interesting. What are the past influences here for Aries on this timeline? What is the past influence? The Tower. It's come up for almost every sign this morning. There's something that fell apart. There was a truth that revealed itself to you. And again, this is in the past. This is, sorry, I'm just moving these cards. This was a past energy that came through and showed you a truth. And we did see the Sea card in reverse. So you might be struggling to connect what happened in the recent past to what's happening now. But it looks like they're connected. Something fell apart, but it had to. Truth was revealed to you, Aries, and you had no choice. The cycle ended. The truth was revealed, and you have to move forward from it. You have to move forward from it. You have to accept it and move forward. Don't resist it. Don't resist the change. Judgment in reverse. Yeah, you're judging it, right? You're judging yourself. You're judging the situation. Maybe you haven't forgiven yourself. Maybe some stuff went down in the past and you're like, I will never forgive myself for that. Why? Just forgive yourself. It's okay. Even if something happened as a result, you have to forgive yourself. You have to see the Judgment card as it's intended, where it's a situation where you're looking at yourself to understand yourself, not to hold yourself back. You want to move forward from this card, you don't want to stay stuck, right? You had stuck came up for you. So we don't want to get stuck in judging ourselves, but you're being challenged right now by that. It's like you're assessing what happened in the past and you're not being fair. The Fool card in reverse on the bottom. This happened to teach you something, not to keep you hating yourself. That might be too strong of a word, but I mean, Aries, there's something here. Remember, we saw hidden. It's almost like you haven't unpacked this past situation enough to realize the truth. Okay, because we see the Tower, we see Judgment in reverse and the Fool card in reverse, which suggests that this is a spiritual journey that you're taking to understand yourself. But you're judging yourself instead of understanding yourself and not really seeing the truth behind what happened. Hidden. So, and you're stuck. So what are the upcoming future influences for Aries on this timeline? Ooh, thank you. You're going to try and avoid stuff. You're going to sneak away without taking accountability. It's like you're judging yourself so harshly for this situation that you're going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to be accountable. I'm not interested in being accountable for this. I want to sneak away with my truth and not have to speak it. It's interesting energy for an Aries because, you're so fiery usually, and Aries is so fiery, but right now it's like so unfamiliar because there's a truth that you don't want to face the consequences of. It's almost like in your mind, if you heal whatever this past energy was, it's gone. And you don't want to face that. You're not terribly interested in facing consequences right now. You're almost tempted to not be authentic because you don't want to face it. It's like, for some reason, I'm getting the idea in my mind of being in a relationship with someone and knowing that it has to end, or being in a job that isn't for you. But it's like, if you accept that means you have to leave the job or leave the relationship. And then you have to face the consequences of that, and you don't want to. You don't want to. You'd almost rather not be authentic than face this new cycle. Interesting. Aries, this is interesting. It seems like you're holding yourself back. And you're bound up worrying about what could go wrong. Star's back. Again, we saw this on the bottom of the deck. So the Star card showing up, this is Aquarian energy. Again, it's an energy of an air sign. Which suggests with this air sign energy, 7 is also Aquarius. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius in the future, Aries, or you could just be jumping into this air energy, which suggests that a mental shift has to take place and that you have to face the consequences. You can't just tiptoe away in the middle of the night. I mean, you can, I guess, but it's not going to help heal whatever this was, right? Okay, what is the storyline on the inner level? What is Aries telling themselves about this? What is Aries telling themselves about this? Sorry, that card flipped but didn't fall. What is Aries telling themselves about this situation? What is this inner dialogue? Oh, all these cards flipping but not falling. So that tells me that you could be telling yourselves a lot of things. Knight of Swords on the bottom, which suggests life change. Very, very close to the World card. Also air energy. So I'm really feeling like you need to change your mind about something. This is also Aquarius. Or no, sorry, this is Gemini. This is Gemini energy. So sudden life change, preparing for sudden life shift. You can't get away from this. This is fated. This is maybe one of the reasons you're here this time, at this time, right? You got to get ready for this. You got 2 cards suggesting that there's big life changes ahead and sudden. What is the outer manifestation? The outer manifestation of you is another card in the 7s. Lots of 7s here. Choice, options. Which one do I choose? Difficult for you right now because you're still shifting, you're still healing, and yet these options are coming. And that's how the outer manifestation of yourself right now is that a sort of a level of indecision. And too many options, don't know which one to choose, because if I choose one, then the other ones go away. What if I make the wrong choice? I'm up all night worrying about what I'm choosing, and I'm freaking out and I'm anxious, and I'm up all night wondering and worrying about these choices. That's how people see you. Okay, that's how you're coming across to the world and the universe. So again, watch that inner dialogue, because that's how we manifest. So if you're up going, this is going to fail, I'm going to choose the wrong option, I'm not going to make it, I don't have the money, I don't have enough of anything to do this, the universe has no choice but to prove you right. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands comes out in the position here for you for what you want and what you're like worried about. So your wish and worry is exactly what this card says, which is I'm exhausted. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm too tired. How can I keep going? You're so worried about that. You're up all night thinking about it, in fact. 2 9s, which suggests the end of a cycle, guys. This is the end. You got to just let go. Embrace this new change. Embrace the new cycle. Embrace the new cycle. Yeah, you got to embrace it. Final outcome here for Aries. Final outcome here for Aries. What's going to happen? How's this going to go for the beginning of June for them? First half of June, thank you. Oh, yay! You're going to get your wish. That's awesome. Yay. 9, another 9. 9 of Cups. That's the 3rd 9 for you. Holy moly, Aries. What a month June is going to be. Full of transitions, ending cycles in a mental, spiritual, and emotional way. You're going to start brand new cycles. That is just incredible. I mean, to see 3 9s here and you've got 7s. I mean, it's a very interesting reading for you, Aries. You're at the end of a cycle. You've got to embrace this end of a cycle, trusting that a new one is beginning. A new cycle is going to begin for you. Sorry, the camera's moving because I just had to plug it in. Big new cycle for you. I'm excited for you, Aries. I want you to get excited. 9 of Cups is a beautiful final outcome card. It is the card of ultimate wish fulfillment. Whatever it is that your heart desires. You've also got the Star card coming in here, which suggests the same sort of idea that you can have whatever you want. You just got to watch that correspondence to the universe. What messages are you sending the universe about what you want and how to get there? We need to develop a more abundant attitude, Aries. Okay, I'm going to pull an angel card for you. And thank you so much for joining me for this reading. Okay, can we have some words of encouragement for Aries, please, as they end all of these cycles and start anew? What do the angels want to say to Aries right now? Thank you. Composure. Oops. Composure. Wow. And sacred plan. Didn't I say this was fated? I did. This is all happening for a reason. So we need to get it together in composure here and understand the truths in front of us so that we can move forward into the next cycle. That is a beautiful reading for you, Aries. One more card. Actually, you know, I'm feeling drawn to this deck for you. One more card for Aries. Sorry if the camera keeps moving, guys. It's because I just plugged it in. Okay. I think the camera is moving. I apologize. I think it was here before. Yeah, it was. Ah, it doesn't want to stay. There we go. Okay, now it's a little crooked though. Oh boy, systems are failing here. Okay, here we go. Let's get a card for Aries. Aries for the beginning and to mid-June. Thank you. Delight. You got, this was just like the last reading I did. It came out play though in a different deck. So you need to find the things that cause you some joy here. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. And that helps with your correspondence to the universe and also gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is what you need to embrace this new cycle, my loves. Oh, okay, Aries, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me. And if this reading has resonated, if you'd like a personal reading, that is, my email's in the description below. Thank you so much for all your comments, your likes, your subscription. I really appreciate all the support, and I look forward to seeing you again for the mid-June reading. Okay, take care, everyone.